welcome into the Flippin' Hippos reseller channel. I'm Star. If you're new here or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the thumbs up to help us feed our hungry hippos. Today we are taking a look at Plush that sold on eBay for the month of February. So we'll be looking at all of the plush that sold specifically only on the eBay platform last month. I've got all of them pulled up here, so we're going to go through them. There are 17. Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. There's 17. That's approximately one plush sale every 2 days, which for February is really good. Q1 is typically our slowest quarter for plush. So this is good. I'll take it. If you're more interested in the actual offers I've accepted, what items sell for, cost of goods, I do a weekly what sold video every Monday. And I cover all of my plush in those as well. These plush-centric videos I do once a month. I try to just focus more on talking about brands and characters to kind of give you guys tips and tricks on what to source, what to leave behind, what to look for when you're out there in the wild. Keep in mind that I do buy 99% of our inventory wholesale. So I buy a large box of plush, everything's under $1, and I list everything in the box. But I will tell you what I would source and what I would leave behind, starting with Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, all of the Mickey Mouse and Friends characters are really oversaturated on eBay and any platform, really. People have also severely tanked the market on these characters by racing to the bottom. Additionally, you can see her tag here where it says Just Play. Anything that's Hasbro, Just Play, or any other brand is going to comp for a lot less money and take longer to sell. If you want to sell the Mickey and the Minnies of the world, you need to be looking for the theme parks, Disneyland and Disney World, Disney store specific branded, and the more unique. There's like rainbow Mickeys out there and Minnies in Halloween costumes and things like that. You're going to do a little bit better with. Would I list every single one I got in a wholesale box? Yes. Would I source a Just Play Minnie on purpose? Probably not. With the caveat that if I was at, say, a church sale, a garage sale, or somewhere that said, you know, all animals are 25 cents or fill a bag for X amount of money, I would still probably get her. But she would have to be like 50 cents or less to do her to get her on purpose. Build-A-Bears are my favorite brand. They are a luxury brand. They are still worth money. And if you are not listing your Build-A-Bears for minimum $18 to $20, that's all in with shipping, you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing this brand a disservice, and you're pissing me off. Stop undervaluing Build-A-Bears. The most plain brown bear should be up for $18 or $10, 8 shipping, however you want to split it. When they have clothes on, when they're rare, when they're a different animal, when they're themed for a holiday, they need to be priced accordingly. You can run sales, absolutely, but don't tank the market by pricing them incorrectly. And you're going to see as we go through this video, I did have some Build-A-Bears sell that I had on a 50% off sale, and that's okay. Price items, plush, jeans, jewelry, coffee mugs, I don't care what you're listing, price everything at the market value, what it's worth. Stop devaluing the items that you're selling. And also you're really you're devaluing yourself, and you're saying that you're not worth money. If you're not worth paying yourself above minimum wage, or you're not worth making what these items are worth, then maybe you should go get a job and work for somebody else. You can go back to getting a paycheck and making all that money at the company for someone upstairs that's a executive to go on vacation and buy nice cars. Because I don't know about you, but I work for myself. So I want to line my own pockets. I want to make as much money as I can for me. I'm working for myself, not for a company. And I'm valuable and I am worth money. And I'm not going to devalue myself or my items by racing to the bottom because I need to have the quickest, fastest sale or the biggest turnout or the churn, or I only paid this much for it. Listen, if you have, for instance, a Build-A-Bear, Beatrix Potter, Peter Rabbit, this is going to be a $30 plush, give or take a couple bucks. Whether you got this for free, a quarter, 50 cents, or $5, it's a $30 plush. It doesn't matter what you paid for it. I'm going to step off my soapbox because I'm really at it this week, but plush is I'm not going to step off. I have more things to say. I'll step off in a second. Plush is my favorite thing to sell. It always has been. It's fun to source. It's fun to photograph. It's fun to pack it up when you ship it. You can talk to them when you're putting them in the bags. They find their new forever homes. They're fun to make social media posts about. They're cute. I love plush, but it is the one category I have seen the worst and the most racing to the bottom on. If you have some insatiable need to be the first, always get yours out the door first, if you have to sell yours first, if you're so desperate for money, price your items accordingly and then run your sales. And there is the value, the perception of value. If a buyer sees Beatrix Potter, Peter Rabbit for $5 free ship, they're going to wonder what is wrong with yours. Why is it that cheap? What's going on here? But if they see that you have it up for 30, 50% off, that 50% off is a psychological thing. The seller is going to be like, ooh, a sale, a clearance. Let me go buy this rabbit. Now I'm going to step off my soapbox. I do have a general rule that I teach people to always strip your Build-A-Bears naked. You can make more money if you sell the animal and the clothing separately, unless you have a themed animal. Because we are close to Easter, because this is a rabbit, I chose to leave the shirt on this one and sell the rabbit as a Peter Rabbit with his t-shirt. But if this had been like a plain t-shirt, or if he had a shirt and shorts on or an outfit, I would have taken it off and sold the outfit separately. You can make a lot more money that way because you can get like 18 to 20 for a plain rabbit and then like another 15 for the outfit, depending on what the outfit is. Here's another Build-A-Bear. So this one is over £1. So I have 13 shipping on it plus the 8. So this is still a $20 to $25 Build-A-Bear. And in fact, right now, if you have this exact Build-A-Bear or any of the How to Train Your Dragons, I would actually tell you to raise the prices to 30 to 35 because there is a new live action movie coming out on How to Train Your Dragon. So this is a $30 plush. You can do $30 free ship. You can do 20 plus 10. Anything that's over £1, I always put a $13 flat rate on it just to cover me in case. And the cost is the cost, so it should equal out either way. So this, I've got 13 plus the $8 on a 20% off sale. But if you have How to Train Your Dragons already listed, raise your prices a little. And if you have them in your death pile, get them listed. There's a new movie coming out. Classic toy company, avoid it. It used to be it was the race to the bottom or just the popularity, but it's not that great of a brand anymore. All puppets are not created equal, but all puppets must be sourced. Some of like Folk Monas puppets are going to go for over $50, closer to $100. And Mary Meyer replacement plushies from their play sets, I'll probably go for like $12. But puppets sell quicker than other plush. They have a good sell-through rate. They're sought after. This one's a vintage Fun Farms. The thing about vintage, you can tell, well, one, they used to always print the date here. You can see 1974. In order for something to be vintage, it only has to be 20 years old. I'd like to tell you that anything from 2005 and before is vintage, reminding all of us how old we are. Gosh, I thought the 90s was like last week, but no. 2005, both of my kids are now vintage. Okay, so they do have the tag. This in a lot of my plush videos, but just in case someone new is watching, 1974 is very specific. A buyer is usually probably not going to be looking for a puppet from 1974. So I like to put just the decade in my title, and then I'll put the actual date in the description, and sometimes the item specific drop downs will let you pick a date. But puppets, even though they're not all created equally, I think they all must be sourced. And always look for vintage animals. Vintage plush. Some vintage plush will be disappointing, but some is really good. If you're getting it at a low enough cost of goods and you don't mind bread and butter or filler items, source it all. If you want only to get the higher priced vintage plush when you're outsourcing, make sure you just do your due diligence and comp them before you purchase. Animal Adventure. So this is like a $12 animal. I like Animal Adventure. It's going to always be like low to mid, bread and butter. Some of the larger ones can go for a lot more though, but that's typical of any brand. If you have a jumbo plush or a very realistic looking animal, you can get more money. A lot of my lambs, chickens, and rabbits are selling right now. Those are Easter plush. By the way, Easter is April 20th this year, so we have a little over a month, probably a month and a half. Go through your current active listings, and anything that's a chicken, a duck, a lamb, a rabbit, add the word Easter, and if you have room, add the word spring to your title. Next, we have a Build-A-Bear. So this was 30% off. So 7 plus 14, 21. So this should be a $20 to $25 Build-A-Bear because it is a special holiday-themed dog. So cute. He's got little hearts all over him, his little nose. Fun fact, this sold the day after Valentine's Day. It sold on the 15th on Saturday. Most Nick Jr. and Disney Jr. shows are good if you can find those characters, okay? Some are more popular than others. Some characters are more oversaturated. For instance, with Paw Patrol, Marshall the fire dog and Chase the police dog are really oversaturated. Rubble, the bulldog hair, he's not as saturated, but there are more rare Paw Patrol characters from like their movies and things that go for a lot more money because they're harder to find. So just keep that in mind. Doc McStuffins is Disney Jr. Pretty popular characters. The Paw Patrol still does really well. And then some of the older shows from like when we were kids do really well. But it is always a good idea to keep your finger on the pulse of pop culture. I tell you that all the time. Like knowing the How to Train Your Dragon movies coming out and just kind of keep your eye on that. Because even something that's, say like the Trolls movie, they're not popular right now. But if they came out with a new Trolls movie this summer, their popularity would rise and you would want to source them and raise their prices. Aeropostale teddy bear. So he's cute. I like Aeropostale clothing. Believe it or not, I do really well with that brand, especially with jeans. He's a cute bear. He's got a sweatshirt, little hoodie. I would grab it if I saw it for $1 or less. Here's a plain Build-A-Bear. I've got 7 shipping on him, so he's 18. Like I said, you shouldn't be selling any bears, even these plain ones, for less than 18. You could put 20 and run sales. This one has 7 plus 8, so this is a $15, but you can see he's 50% off. So this is one I had 50% off to clearance it. This one was 16 plus that 7. So he was over 20. I try to start them all around 18 to 25, depending on what they are. I don't really comp Build-A-Bears or their clothing. I just $5 per piece of clothing, more if it's special. So if I have like a shirt, shorts, and a pair of shoes, like an outfit, I'll do like 15 plus shipping, so 20 all in. And the animal is like 18 to 25. If I have something really unique and very special, I will comp it, of course, because I want to see, like if I ever did, I'm not going to, but I have a stormtrooper bear. If I was ever to sell him, I would want to comp him because he is so super special. So keep that in mind too. This is another puppet. This one's by Caltoy. Caltoy is actually a pretty decent brand. Most of their plush are going to fall mid to high bread and butter prices, but some are going to go for better than that depending on the size, what animal you have. So again, it all comes down to either you have to sit there and do your research, or just tell yourself, if plushies are $2 or less and I'm okay with filler, I'll bring them all home, or I'll buy wholesale. This is a really neat octopus. I think he's neat looking. I like his pink eyes, which is weird because I have arachnophobia. I don't like things with 8 legs typically. Now, if I sold it in the ocean, I probably wouldn't like it. So maybe it's just because it's a plushie. But I don't know that I would want a spider plushie and think it's cute. But anyway, the octopus plushie is cute. But 8 legs is typically gross. All right, we have Disney Star Wars. This is Yoda. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care what the character is. If you see these cubed, really, no. No, next, pass, leave it behind. I don't care if it's 50 cents. I have had these cubed plushies from DC. I've had like Batman and Robin. I've had Yoda. I've had Chewbacca. I've had Iron Man. I've had Marvel characters. They never sell for, like, this one was 10 all in, or 11. But they take forever to sell, and they're very low in bread and butter. I don't like them. I would pass on the cubed. Would I pick up other Star Wars plush? Yes. Baby Yoda is not as popular Grogu as he once was, but he still sells. You still have nerds like me that want all the Grogus. If you didn't know, if you're not a Star Wars nerd, Baby Yoda's actual name is Grogu. Kelly Toy is a decent brand. Kelly Toy actually makes Squishmallows, if you didn't know. But Kelly Toy also makes very cheap carnival prize plushies, as I call them, like the ones from the claw machines. They make a wide variety. I like the brand. It's recognizable. People like it. I source anything that's Easter adjacent. In fact, I just told you guys to go update your titles on your rabbits and things. But all year long, every year, our highest selling, quote unquote, holiday themed plush has always been Easter. And it sells all year. Probably because it is rabbits, ducks, chickens, and other types of animals that are going to sell all year. Whereas your Christmas and your Halloween themed and your Valentine's and St. Patrick's Day, they're all going to be like more specific to the holiday or have like little outfits on. A bunny like this is going to sell all year. Ugly dolls. I just did a ugly doll video a couple Fridays ago on the most expensive ones that sold. Let me make myself a note, and I will have that pop up at the end. And you can like watch that. I found some ugly dolls that sell for hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. So I'll have that pop up. I would say yes to ugly dolls. If they're like $1 or less. This is a vintage Eden. I want to show you the tag because Eden is a definite bolo. You always want to grab Eden plush when you see them. Looks like this. This one's from 1997. And Madeline is still pretty popular as well. So Eden, Yes. Vintage? Yes. Madeline? Yes. Specifically, if you can get a doll or a character like this, a stuffed animal, that has this much detail. She has a hat with a ribbon. Her red coat has an M on it for her name. It has the tag with her name. She's wearing an underskirt and underwear and shoes. She's got a little hand muff. There's a lot going on here. Yarn hair. So, yes, absolutely. And Eric Carl, the Very Hungry Caterpillar. So, not so much anymore. If you want bread and butter and you can find these for $1 or less, sure. There was a time a few years ago where the Very Hungry Caterpillar plush would comp a lot higher. The sell-through rate was higher. I remember this book from when I was a kid. So I think maybe its popularity waxes and wanes over the years with the new generations. Because I've actually seen this be worth a lot and then not, and then again and not. So I always always, if I see them, try to source any characters from children's literary books, because the classics like this, they were read to me in school. They were read to my kids in school. They're going to be read to their kids. They're timeless. So I always grab these characters. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything you saw in this video, reselling plush or reselling in general, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. I do answer everyone. And don't forget to join my Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Thank you guys for watching. Go be productive, go make some money, and I'll see you in the next one.